The intended use of this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guests independently, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Updog Challenge Incorporated, its sponsors, or any other partnered organizations. Updog Challenge Incorporated does not guarantee the accuracy or reliability of any opinions expressed. In no way should the information provided during the Sweet Spot and Updog podcast be considered veterinary, medical, legal, or professional advice. At all times, the advice of your personal professional should supersede any information provided, derived, or inferred from listening to this podcast.
Ready, set, go.
Welcome to the Sweet Spot, an Updog podcast. My name is Kat Bailey, and I will be your host today. Today, my guests on the Sweet Spot are Andrea Morissette. Welcome, Andrea, and Jack Bailey. Welcome, Jack. We thank you for joining me on the Sweet Spot.
Great job, Kat.
Today, we're doing things a little different because it is the 100th episode of the Sweet Spot podcast. So Jack and Dre are going to be the guests, and I am going to host and ask them questions. So,
where did these questions come from, Kat?
They came from our competitors and friends on the Updog Challenge discussion page when you posted for topics. So, Jack pulled a bunch of questions of things you guys would like to see, and so we just kind of made it a hodgepodge of topics based on some of the things that you guys brought up on that thread. So.
Yeah, we didn't pick all of them because honestly, some of them look like they would be their own podcast. Mm-hmm. So thank you for the great ideas. We'll be using some of those moving forward, 100 and beyond, 101 and beyond. But we just grabbed a few that we thought were sort of related. And Kat's going to ask Dre and I to respond to those questions. Some we might respond to together. Some we might respond to separately, depending on the question. Kat will obviously dictate what we do.
Yeah.
You're in control.
All right.
You're in control, Kat.
Just as it should be.
As per usual.
Yes. All right. So first question on this 100th episode of the Sweet Spot podcast. We'll start with you, Jack. Jack, rank your Updog games, the Updog games, from your least favorite to your most favorite.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say that, I like all the games, but obviously there are least favorites and most favorites. So I hope I don't offend anybody in my answer.
Oh, you will.
I'm sure I will. But and some of this has to do with my ability to play the games. Sometimes, the games that you're better at, you tend to like more, maybe. Self-affirming, I guess. So, all right. You guys could probably guess what my least favorites are if you are an avid listener of the podcast,
yeah,
you probably know my two least favorites are Far Out and Throw and Go. Yep. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Well, first of all, Far Out, I stink at. My broken down body will only throw 45 yards. So Far Out's not a great motivator for me. Throw and Go, it's unique. It's got its strategies and stuff. I mean, there's definitely nuances in the game that I do like, and but it's just not if you've seen me, I like to move, and Throw and Go, I'm standing in one spot throwing, and I get to throw maybe 5 times if I'm lucky. And I'm spending more time waiting for my dog to go out and come back than I am actually playing with my dog. So that would be my second least favorite. Let's see. Again, I like these games, so it's not like I don't like them.
You feel bad. You feel bad about saying this. Just get through the first half, the bottom 50%. You got this.
All right. So fragility, again, the only part of fragility that I really like is, can I get that disc right across the line with a little bit of Anheuser to make my dog be able to catch it just as they're going over the line so that they can continue in that arc and come back to me. Like I do like that little aspect. It's like a cool nuance of the game that like if I can hit that right there and my dog, I can get the timing just right with my dog. But in general, um, it's not one of my faves. So fragility would have to be next, and then four-way play after that. The reason I'm conflicted with four-way play because I know in order to get a good score, I have to play not the way I want to play. And I like four-way play as a foundation for freestyle movement, and I like playing that way. But if I play that way, I'm definitely not going to be competitive in anything. So I'm conflicted with that game. So that game sort of it would be next. This may be a shocker for people. Boom is my next one. Again, I like all these games. It's not like I don't like it, but like it's just that would have to be my next one. Boom. And then Time Warp. Let's see, am I halfway through? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, that I'm halfway through. So then Time Warp would be my next one. The reason why Time Warp is I like Time Warp, but it's again a love-hate because you gotta like walk out there and just go for it. And that part I like. But then, of course, if you get a miss in the first three throws, then I'm like, okay, well, now I'm done here. And that's a problem with my attitude, not the game. Um, but it is kind of how I think and how I play that game. And then I get kind of dejected that I didn't get my first three throws, and that impacts my dog. And again, that's on me. That's my attitude. I need to fix it.
And
But
I think some of that is because you aren't earning points for up diff, that kind
true.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So like you have a different approach to the games than most updoggers do. So.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm not like, okay, I didn't get my first three throws, but I'd still like to get a, 65 or a 70 here to get some good points for up diff. You're absolutely right. I don't care about that because it doesn't make a difference for me.
Right.
Anyhow, those are my six least favorite. All right, Dre, I like this. Now let's hear your six least favorite.
Okay. So this is a challenging question because of the same reasons. I had a couple of conflicts where like I was trying to determine if it was my love of playing the game or how much I love the value of the game as a game, what it contributes to our players. So there was a couple like, okay, so I'll just start. Funky is my least favorite game. I just don't like it. There's too much going on. Yeah, it's just not my favorite game. Boom is my second favorite game, if you guys don't know. I'm not a boomer. It's not, I just don't, I love directional movement and just getting him in those little slips all the way down. It's just not a motivating game. I'm not really motivated to play it. And Spaced Out. And all three of those are like, well, Funky is like it's a crossover game. And so I don't spend as much time doing the crossover games. But I will avoid playing Boom and Spaced Out. Like if there's an event, I won't even sign up for those games. Because I just don't enjoy playing them. Now, if there was only like two, Jack, you keep disappearing. If there was only like 3 games for that day, I would play all 3 games. But if I had the choices of playing all those games in the day, I would neglect to sign up for Spaced Out or Boom or Funky. Those 3. I just wouldn't even pay money to play them.
What is it about Spaced Out that you don't really care for?
I don't like squeezing my dogs into small zones without interception. I just if I have to go down a line to hit these zones and my dog is in a certain position, like I'm not a big fan of zone games, I guess. Like zone accuracy, targeting games where you have to stand in one spot and throw it to a very specific zone without moving. I feel like the zones are.
That sounds like every game other than fragility.
The
I mean,
narrow ones,
freestyle.
the little narrow ones on the side. When we have to set those lines down there, I prefer being able to move from one spot to the other versus going down in small little targeted zones and then not being able to move as a handler. I just like more movement. I have always been frustrated with zone play even before we created these games, like the other games that are available in disc. I don't like those either. So like I think it was Spot Landing or whatever is the other one that was like a zone distance game where you have to like stand in one spot. And I didn't like that either. I was never good at it. I didn't have great accuracy when I started playing. And so I don't know if it's just that still kind of feeling because I didn't like it then. Um, I don't know. But for me, it's not my favorite to go down such a narrow path for zones without using interception. So I don't do a whole lot of like at my dog's face kind of linear throwing because I'm mostly doing freestyle. So I do a lot of interception stuff. And I find like I struggle to get the accuracy and the right time and throw for those zone games. And throw and go because it's boring. As I mean, it's just back and forth, like you were saying, like
So what number are
yeah,
you on? That's
Before,
4.
before.
that's
Throwing goes
four.
4. Okay.
Yeah. Um, and then the next three. No, the
No,
throw
next
and
2.
go,
Give
and
me
then the
2.
next two were all kind of in the glob of what I was talking about for like whether I feel like I enjoy playing them or they're good for Updog in our community. They're kind of like throw and go, and the next two are both crossover games. I think that goes into seven. One, two, three, four, five, six. No, it's six. Seven Up and Frizzagility. I love playing Seven Up, but I feel like Frizzagility is a really valuable game to our community. So both of those are like close when I was trying to figure it out. The only reason why Throw and Go is closer to my least favorite is because I get a little bored playing that versus some of the more dynamic games, like just waiting for the dog to do all that running. But I think that's important for our community. And then Fragility is also a really popular game, important for our community, fun to play, but I would prefer to play 7 Up. So 7 Up is my sixth one. So my favorite out of those three to play. But all three of those were kind of in that zone of like, it's fun to play, but there are other games I would rather play. I really like playing 7 Up more than Fragility. But I feel like Fragility is a more common game for people to get started and Updog.
So after throw and go, the next two were what?
7 Up and then
Fragility.
Fragility.
Oh.
So
All
all
right.
three of the crossover games are in my bottom
For a
six.
game that you're saying you really love, 7 Up, I mean, it's still in your bottom
It's my
half.
favorite of the crossover games.
All
It's
right.
still top on the crossover games list.
Okay.
And I
All
love
right.
crossover games. I feel like they were a major factor in growing up dog, like bringing in agility people and all of that. I'm just way more of a freestyler than a game strategist type person. So I like the crossover games, but I don't play them as often.
I think uh I think we should do the next 6
One at a
back and
time.
forth.
Okay.
Yep. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So my 6 was Time Warp. We already talked about that.
I am shocked by this next one.
The next one, I guess we should be counting down, right? For number 1, like a
Yeah.
number 1. So
Yeah. We're at 7 then.
Yeah, so this is
Seven.
six.
so my 6th favorite game, that's how we'll say
Yeah.
it. My 6th favorite game is Fireball. I like Fireball. I still haven't figured out this is why one of the reasons why I like it is I still haven't figured out like what my exact strategy should be.
Mhm.
I'm constantly switching and changing and thinking different things. And I know that honestly, luck does play a role in this game, which that part I like too. Like, some days my strategy's great and I walk off with a mid-range score, and other days my strategy might not be as good, or maybe my catches, I may not have as strong of a catch game that day, but yet luck was with me. The gods shined on me, and
You got your
and I
double
ended
point.
up with a better score. So it's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun how it all works out. But that's my 6th favorite game. So what is your 6th favorite game, Dre?
Fireball.
Oh, all right.
Also Fireball. Yeah, I love it. I love the energy of it. I haven't quite figured it out. Um, I like I did a bunch of when it came out, I did a bunch of online training for people strategizing Fireball. So I have a lot of that like outside knowledge of the game and playing it in strategy, but kind of what you alluded to earlier, I play it because I'm not playing it to qualify for points. I play it the way I want. And so, because I don't really care about the points. So I like playing Fireball like willy-nilly, balls to the walls, throw as many as you can, and just splatter the paint on the wall and see what happens. And so I really enjoy playing it for that dynamic part. I don't like judging it because it's pretty complicated and I don't want to make a mistake. Um, and I really like watching it. I think it's kind of like time warpy in that way. Like it's super fun to watch. It's really exciting. But the playing of it is a lot of mental stuff, and I haven't figured that out yet. So that's why it's kind of mid-pack for me. But I love the energy around it. I love the crowd engagement that it creates. And I don't like judging it, but I really like playing it. So that's why it's mid-pack for me.
The most fun time I had was judging slash watching Human Fireball at
Oh,
the last updiv. That
I'll
was
have to make sure I
hilarious.
stay for that one next time. We got to do it again next year.
It was awesome. I think that might be a better human game than a human
You know,
dog game,
that dog game.
at least from an observation point of view.
Okay, number 5.
All right, number 5. All right, yeah, Kat's gonna be like, all right, I don't
Crack
want to
that
be
whip.
here all day. Let's go. All right, my 5th favorite game is Funky. The reason why I like Funky is I think it's a super important game, like you mentioned, like to our
Yeah.
competitors, because I think it builds that idea of disc as reward. Like I'm gonna ask you to do something, go over this jump, and then I'm gonna move you with some sort of flat work move to a zone, and then get a catch in the zone, and try to do that all with flow.
Mhm.
Um, I like Funky for that reason. It's fun. If you have a really good Funky round, like you can feel it. Like you're moving as a team, your disc management is good. Like you just have this feeling like, okay, this is awesome. We're in sync.
Yeah.
I like that. So Funky's my 5th favorite.
Dre,
My
what's your
fifth favorite is Time Warp. And it would be higher, but there's other games I really love too. Like I love everything about Time Warp. I love that when you're running an event, it doesn't take that much time. So it's easy to throw into an event. I mean, it is. It's just easy to throw into an event,
Yeah,
especially in the
yeah.
summertime when it's hot. It's a great outlet for really hot summer days to have that as a game. It's an all-in, like balls to the wall, get it or get out. It's either going to go great or it's just not going to work at all. So I really like the letting go of the significance of the individual game. It's like going all in versus like playing safe. Playing safe doesn't really get you anywhere in Time Warp. So it's super exciting to watch. I love judging it. I love playing it. I feel like the foundation skills that it builds of dropping at a distance are super important. And it also really covers interception down the field, like how we can create nice throwing lines for the dogs. So I think it has lots of benefits to our players, but it's also super exciting, fun as a spectator, fun as a judge, fun as a player.
Yeah, I love it as a Triple Crown game
Hmm.
for that reason that you talked about. It's our last game again, right? That they have to play last. And I like how we put that in there in that order. Like you said, Dre, then at the end of it, like you already know how you did in the first 2 games. And so you should have this idea of, okay, I did really well. I could just play it safe, make sure I get a completed time
Hmm.
warp, and I could maybe ride this thing out and win my local Triple Crown. Or the opposite could happen. I may have messed up on one of my previous rounds, but if I just go out and nail it, like
Yeah.
I just got to go for it. I love that idea of the game. I do that just like you did. Like you said, like it's a all or nothing kind of thing.
Mhm. And it's
If you
patternable.
want to play it that way.
Yeah, it doesn't take much really complex skill to make it happen. It's patternable. You could teach your dog the pattern and run it. So it's not difficult to execute. It's just risky and has a lot of variables. So you can train it a lot and then it's like, let's see how it all comes out this time. So I really like time work.
All right, number 4.
Cat's like, move it along,
I got it.
people.
I got it. I
All
got
right.
it.
My 4th favorite is Spaced Out. And the reason why I like it is because there's so many different patterns. Like there's so many different pathways that you could choose. And my challenge to myself when I step out onto the spaced out field again, because it's a little bit different when we step out there because we don't care as much about our actual score as maybe other people might when they step out. But my goal is I have 8 discs. I want to move my dog so that I make 8 good throws and get 8 catches. Like I don't want any misses in my first 8 throws. And I really should be able to do that. And and it's a conflict though in my head of like trying to do it quick because I know then I have to go out and collect them, but also to get the catches. And it's not always like going to the next zone over. Sometimes you have to go further to get, like you said, Dre, like to get that interception throw. I
Yeah.
can't just go one step over because then I'm sort of throwing at my dog's face. But if maybe
Yeah.
I go 2 steps over and then 2 steps back, that's like a song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paula Abdul.
Yes.
There's that 80s. Woo woo. That was 90s.
What song is that? Is that Opposites Attract? All right. All right, now I don't even know what I was talking about. Now I'm just thinking about Paula Abdul. So, all right, go, Dre. What's your fourth favorite?
Far Out is my fourth one. I've been a distance player for most of my career. I love it. I love that it's cumulative, so people that don't have the longest bombs can still have success. I haven't always had great catching dogs, so it's a challenge for me to focus on consistency of the catch because in other long distance competitions, you just need one good catch.
Yeah.
Right? So I really like the variability of like you can get beat by somebody with 45-yard throws if your dog doesn't catch everything. So I really like the cadence of it, challenge of it, different ways that it shows up. I just love long distance throwing. So that would be up higher, but there's other games it's one of the top ones. I love playing it, but it is a down and back game, and not everybody plays it, and it's not so fun to really watch necessarily unless you're a long thrower because it's waiting a long time for dogs to just run all the way down and come all the way back. So for that reason, it's my fourth.
By the way, this would be a good format just to grab like two of our top players and get them on here and have them go back to back just like we did and have them bust out like what are your least favorite to most favorite.
Yeah,
what do you think, Kat?
Sounds great.
Yeah, she's still like humming Opposites Attract.
Three. She's like three. Number three. What's your top three, Jack?
Number three. All right, top three. Dun da da.
Dun, 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 dun.
Number three is 7-Up. My favorite crossover game. It's like I love the clock aspect of it. So, the faster you go, you're going to pick up those points at the end. The strategy of making sure I save that middle one till the end. And I get to do 3 obstacles and then a catch. So even more team movement. No surprise why I like this one. But again, same as Funky. Man, if you walk off the field after a good 7-Up run, you just feel so connected with your dog, and it's such a good feeling. So anyway, 7-Up, number 3.
Yeah, that's my favorite crossover game too. I love it. Okay, my number 3 is 4-way play. I think it was up that high. I really debated on this one because it is a simpler game compared to like Grady or Freestyle or Spaced Out or anyway. I really like how important it is for the skills that it teaches. And anytime we have an event, I literally sign up all of my dogs for 4-way play. Like that's just one of the games that even puppies can play. My old dogs can play it. My dogs that don't catch great. This is a great freebird game. Like I don't play her many events because she just doesn't catch well at a distance. 4-way play is her jam. So it's just like you can just apply good foundational movement and interception skills and have a good round and practice your disc management and work on your retrieves. I like all the elements of that. I feel like so many dogs that have different challenges and different skill sets can have success in different ways in 4-way play without it being too complicated. It's still a simple game. I can go out without being stressed and just jam 4-way play and still have fun and success with my dogs without being like overwhelmed by whatever the game strategy is. Where I feel like Fireball is a little bit more overwhelming. Like I can go out there and play for fun, but I get a little overwhelmed and I might feel like crap when I walk off the field.
Get stressed out.
Yeah, but when we went and did the pairs game, I had so much fun playing pairs 4-way play just with random people and random dogs. I just feel like the skills for 4-way play are really important. They contribute a lot to our community, but you could just jump in with any kind of dog and have success from puppies all the way up to adult dogs. So I really enjoy the playing of that, and I really enjoy the contribution of it to our sport.
Yeah, I do enjoy that aspect of it as well. Like I said earlier, let me reiterate, I like all the games. Just because we are forced to pick some that are not our favorites doesn't mean we don't like them. All right, moderator.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number
Can you
2.
say it like Casey Kasem?
No.
I'm Casey Kasem.
Today's countdown, number 2. I can't.
All right. Is this a special dedication?
No, yeah.
This goes out to Leona in Kansas.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
You know, like 80% of the people on this podcast are going to have no idea what we're talking about.
They're like, who's Paula Abdul? Who's Casey Kasem?
Who's Casey Kasem?
All right, number 2, Jack.
Number 2 is Greedy.
Woo-hoo!
I don't know, like that game's just it's a cool game. It's just it's got so many different skills, disc management, Anheuser throwing across your body, like running to a new zone, resetting, the constant thought process of when do I move on, like it's just a super fun game for me to play, and I love it when I can create stress on Kat during Bite Club when she's at the timer yelling at me, "What are you doing? Move on!"
It's not me; it's the entire club.
Okay, well, the entire club.
All right, Dre, what's your number 2?
Also,
and there's something dangerous about Greedy when we know that it has claimed more broken bones than any other game.
It's the movement. Yeah, Greedy's also my second favorite. I would say it's the closest thing to freestyle. And I think it's a great builder for freestyle skills. I love moving around the field. And like I mentioned earlier, I just go balls to the walls when I go play Greedy. Like I'm not worried about points in qualifying. I want my dogs to catch, but I just throw the interception across and then pick it up and run and like see where it goes. I don't stress too much about it. And I really haven't had any scenarios where I've been Scrooged because I'm happy to like run around and move to the other section. So for me, I think more of my points challenge for Greedy would be that sometimes I play a little over my dog's head, like I'm pushing them to their maximum ability to track and collect and move. Where in freestyle we would practice those segments. They don't really have that opportunity in Greedy, and so it's kind of the same thing. Throw the paint at the wall and see what picture comes out. I love that about Greedy. I love that it has disc management. I love that we have to rotate around the field. I love that there's 75 seconds, so people don't feel like they have to like short themselves on certain sections. I love the strategy of the points value going down and around. I just love everything about it. I feel like it's our closest game to the feeling and the skills that are needed for freestyle.
One thing that is like a small little nuance that was not in any way planned purposely or anything, but like I love the fact that when you move from throw zone 1 to throw zone 2, the distance is slightly different.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Like it's further because it forces you to like make an adjustment on your muscles and not just be throwing the same exact distance, the same exact throw. And then when you shift again to throw zone 3, it goes back again, and throw zone 4 now extends again. Like I just, again, that wasn't planned when we made it. It just is a factor of the field set up. But yeah, I love that part of it too.
All right. Number 1.
All right, number 1, we should
do a 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Say it at the and both of us say it at the same time. This is going to be a surprise for some people.
Everybody's going to be shocked. Give us a countdown, Kat.
Sorry, my phone rang. Do what now?
Go announce number 1.
I did. I said time for number 1. Ready? Set.
Say number 1 with a bullet.
The what?
Loading our concept, cock it and pull it. We're going down with an earlier round. Sorry, I caught it, Jack.
Okay.
All right.
I'm confused. All right. Ready, set, go. Number 1.
Freestyle.
Freestyle. Woo woo.
That is shocking to me.
Jack,
I don't think this needs any explanation. I think we've been explaining it for the last 100 episodes of the podcast.
Exactly.
It's a culmination of all the skills, and it's a full self-expression of who you are as a team. So we are always filled with joy and gratitude when someone takes the brave step to start playing freestyle when they haven't before, and to try learning those skills. It's a great artistic expression of your relationship with your dog. So it's my favorite thing to do and my favorite thing to watch.
All right. I don't need to say anything more. I agree with everything Dre said.
Yep. So
Cat's like, yep. Moving on.
the correct answers for this is the least favorite game, in my opinion, is Boom, and the most favorite game is Spaced Out. That's the correct answers. But you
Oh,
guys
so
did,
your favorite is Spaced Out, huh?
yeah, I love Spaced Out because
Yeah.
it's
You
not the
don't have to
same
move,
every time.
and you don't have
Like,
to move a whole lot other than going and picking up your discs.
yeah, but it's just every time it's different because you don't know what zone you're throwing from. You don't know what the weather's going to be. So like I don't get bored with it because it's different. Which I mean, the same is true of freestyle. Well, freestyle is the same if you're doing the same routine, but I don't know. I like Spaced Out and I hate Boom. And I only partially hate Boom because I suck at it. The other part is because people ask questions and I don't know how to answer them because the rules confuse me. So that's the other
Yep.
reason I hate Boom. But anyway, that's just me.
Yep.
All right.
Boom is the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. What are some games that got tried out and never made the final cut?
I have hope
All
for
right.
one of them still.
Well, I was just going to say, it doesn't mean that these aren't going to come back. It just means that we put some effort into these and we beta tested
Got
and
busy or whatever.
and for whatever reason they haven't seen the light of day yet. I'll let Dre start with the middle one there. So we had this freestyle game, which we still need to come up with
Yeah.
one, but it was called It's Tricky. And Dre, do you want to say anything about it? Do you remember? I know you remember the game, but do you remember what
Yeah.
it was?
What I remember about the game is it was kind of in a four-way play structure, but when you went to each zone, when you moved to each of the four quadrants with your dog, you had to complete a series of moves. And then you can elevate or escalate the difficulty of those moves for like bonus points. I think there's just two judges, so it made it really easy for clubs to be able to host, and it didn't require, anything more than a four-way play field. But it started to get people in sequencing and freestyle. But it gave them options. Like they didn't have to vault or flip or dog catch or whatever, but that was one of the options on there. So you can like choose a different option or you can choose those. And it kind of got people to do a little segment and then move to a new part of the field and then do a little segment and then move to a different part of the field. But it gave some structure. So when people are first starting, it's hard for them to work like, what do I do? My dog has some tricks like I don't know what to do, right? It gives you something to do and some skills to work on. And it breaks freestyle down to I think we had it as a 75-second format. So maybe it was a 60-second format, but it was designed to give you a taste of some structured freestyle in a shorter time frame because I think people get also intimidated by having to have 2 minutes of content.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea. It's got some really good elements. I mean, honestly, I just think it's a little bit of tweaking to get it to where we need it to be, and then also, lobbying to get it in to the
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
to
there's
the
one that isn't even on this list too. There's another one that isn't on this list yet. We'll talk about after.
what one's not on the
The one
list?
that we demoed up in Michigan. The one Unlimited, Freestyle Unlimited.
Oh, okay. I didn't even put down any pairs games because
Yeah.
we have a bunch of pairs games that haven't seen the light of day. Um, yeah, so pairs games, freestyle unlimited.
So anyway,
If
that's
you're
It's
not
Tricky.
if you're not aware, freestyle unlimited was unlimited discs, unlimited people,
Unlimited
one
fun.
dog, freestyle, unlimited fun. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know why hasn't this happened. This needs to happen.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I know why.
Yeah.
There's team side issues and
Yeah.
how do you make a team with 10 people and blah blah blah, but
Um, we had another game that we played down here, and then it got broken by the local club called Red Rover. Gary still wants to play it because he thought he was a high scorer during beta testing, but he like broke a bunch of rules. Not really, but he did things that I wasn't anticipating, and then I was like, all right, well, this doesn't work because of that.
is that the game that led to Greedy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so in a way it had its good points. And
Yeah,
then
because it led to another game.
Blackjack was another one that I still think is a really cool game, but it requires some mental calculations while you are playing the game. Because the goal, of course, is to get exactly onto 21. And if you go over, then you have to go to one of the negative number zones so
And
that you
take
can
away
go
numbers.
under, and then you have to like call it and just be like, all right, I hold or I stay or whatever it's called in
Right, like
blackjack.
you
You
have
know, like
21 things.
when you get to that number that's closest to 21 that you want to stick at. But when we played it, there were a lot of people that didn't like the math that went with it in their head. So again, it just requires some tweaking, I think, to make some of the numbers on the zones a little bit more friendly. Um, or have the judge help out in some way. I don't know. I think it's a cool concept. This idea of
I love it.
having a target score, and then if you go over, having certain zones that allow you to negate your score, like to go
Like Fireball.
backwards.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, Fireball is like not advantageous to go backwards. In this
Right.
situation, it would be advantageous to go backwards. But anyways, I still think that idea in a game somewhere would be cool.
Hey, us
And
math nerds need a game in there somewhere. It's for the math nerds. I would love something like that. You would love something like that. We exist out there, Jack. People that
well,
like to math when they run.
I don't know. Jack forgets where he is during Spaced Out sometimes, so I don't know that he can actually play blackjack like he might think he can, but
I do have trouble multitasking.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he double taps and Spaced Out all the time and we have to yell at him. It's like you wrote the rules.
All right. Well, anyways, the really cool part, if you haven't done this yet, check out some of the beta games, the beta testing games. We actually recorded a podcast with Ben Morin the other day about his two games that he had put together for the beta testing. You're going to hear that within the next couple weeks. And check out those beta games, man. There's some really fun ones in there. And so I really it'll be hard for the community, I think, to decide which one should be the top game of all those beta testing games to possibly become an official Updog game. But that'll be fun. So you've got like 5 more months to practice them and try them out. And so don't let that time slip by and then not have the opportunity to try some of those out.
All right. We're on to question number 3. What is your favorite podcast episode? We'll start with Dre this time.
I actually had to look through the episodes because nothing stood out for me. But when I looked through them, the ones that I picked out each time were something where we like shared a skill with the community. So like the one where we talked about interception tracking collection was fun. Or we talk about was it a catch or drop at a distance or something where we're talking about like a core skill.
Freestyle?
I mean, I looked, there's a lot of them that are about freestyle. So I couldn't really say like anything about freestyle because I think ultimately for it to be my favorite episode, it has to be offer the most to the community. And while I believe that talking about freestyle is my favorite thing to talk about, I think if we give them a skill that they can like work on or fix a problem or develop their game more, I get more out of it's like getting to do a free lesson online for the community, right? Like here's a tidbit, here's a module, and let's talk about how we would break down this module. So I like those episodes the most, I think. Because they help people, it provides something rather than just, yapping. And yapping is fun too. Talking about our opinions
Yeah.
and stuff. But if I'm to pick a favorite, it would be something that like increases somebody else's ability on the field.
All right,
What
Jack.
about you?
I really liked the episodes where I knew of a person, like that we had a guest on, and I knew I knew their name, I knew of them, but I really didn't know them that well. And it was nice to kind of use the podcast as a platform to share that person with the community, to let the community know who that person is. These were oftentimes UpDiff winners because we
Yeah.
bring on the UpDiff champions sometimes. And like I remember Caitlin Zilla was one of our first episodes, like
Yeah.
episode like 4 or 5 or something, and she won four-way play, and I knew of her, but I didn't really know much about her, and it was cool to like get to know her a little bit better. That those types of episodes. Thinking of four-way play.
Did she win four-way play, or was that?
Or was it first
was it
I think
Time
it was
Warp?
a crossover game. I think she
I
won a
can't
crossover
remember.
game. I think it was
Yeah,
first
Lydia won.
Oh, Lydia Brewer was another one. Yeah,
four-way.
she's the one that won four-way play. Maybe Caitlin won Time Warp.
I think she
can't
won an
remember.
agility game. I think it was a
She
crossover
won.
game.
She won the
Agility.
AKC challenge. I don't even remember.
Doesn't matter what she won. So
All right, let's just skip
I'm
past
sure
that
someone will
question. I
tag
just
her at the school
I
comment.
I liked the ones where I got to meet people who I didn't really have a chance to talk to at UpDiff or anything like that. It was really fun to get to know somebody a little bit better, and then doing the Time Warp challenge at the end with them is always
Yeah, it is
fun
fun.
and funny. I know that I'm supposed to be done with my answer, but I also really like the ones that sort of are like fringe episodes that don't really have anything to do with disc dogging per se. I like the last one that we did on like road
Van
tripping.
travel and
Yeah, van travel and stuff like that. Like we've done a couple like that are sort of like on the edge.
supplies, what to do in the winter, how to prepare your dog, all that kind of stuff.
Those are kind of fun. We need to do some more of those. So you guys give us some ideas on like fringe episodes that are sort of like, adjacent to disc dogging.
Maybe we do one fringe episode a month. Like we used to do the What's Up. Like maybe we either do a What's Up or a fringe episode once a month where we just cover something random like travel tips or, what to pack or new products on the market that have made a big difference or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. All right, Kat, I'm done with my answer.
okay, good. I didn't mean
By
it.
the way, did I
like
mention what an amazing host job you're
It's
doing?
great. So encouraging.
Yep.
Just keeping us on time.
Okay, question number 4. Share memories of our first event.
I don't. I mean, I remember the beta testing.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that too. Going to your yard with the sign up on the little cardboard.
I remember that. Was our first event out in Plant City?
Yep.
Okay. I vaguely remember that.
I remember the Michigan thing too. I forgot about that till just this moment. What was that called? The Michigan event. That's where we went up originally with Babz. That's how we got connected with Babz.
Yeah,
that was really our first one. Our first like out in the world thing.
I mean, that was our first big event. We did 1 or 2 before that in Plant City.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't our first event, but I have really good memories of like when UpDog first started. Obviously, we didn't have a bunch of videos to show people the different games. We didn't have like Zoom. This was pre-COVID. Zoom was not like, a common tool that people would use. And so we didn't have online judge training or any of this stuff. Like when a club reached out and they're like, "Hey, we'd like to do UpDog," we got in the freaking car and drove to them or flew to them, depending on where they were across, the Atlantic sometimes. And we taught them, we physically went there and taught them how to play, taught them how to judge. And so there wasn't it over summer or something? Babz and Kat and I like
July 11th, 2014.
Road tripped and went to a couple different places to teach people. And so one of my favorite memories of that was I was driving Babs' Sprinter van.
We were going to New Hampshire.
We were going to New Hampshire, and it was like 2 a.m, and Babs and Kat were both like zonked, and I'm just like, driving along with my caffeine and everything, and I passed this sign, and it said something about like, low bridge ahead, you need to exit, and I'm like, well, that must just be for semis, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just in a Sprinter van, and there's another sign that says last exit, quarter mile, last exit before bridge. And I'm like, okay, whatever, zooming along. And then the next sign is like bridge, 8 feet, 4 inches or something. And I'm like, what? And I'm like,
not making it.
And like so I get off and stop at a convenience store at the exit and ask the dude at the convenience store, like,
How do you get out of
I
this
can't get
predicament?
back on that road. And I didn't even know how tall Babs's van was. I just was like, I had visions of trying to go
Taking off
under
the
the
top.
bridge and having the AC unit just get like knocked off or something. But again, like it was just funny because like middle of the night, road tripping, they're sleeping, and then they wake up when we're at the convenience store. They're like, "What's going on? What are we doing? Why aren't we on the road?" I'm like, "Well, I nearly decapitated us, but
Just be
luckily,
happy about it, okay?
I mean, being that I was so tired, I'm kind of surprised I was actually reading signs.
Yeah.
Um, and thankfully, they had up like 5 signs before the last exit. But
Yeah.
anyway, that was a fun trip. That was going to New England, right?
New Hampshire, yep.
Yeah,
It was brutal because we didn't stop on the way up. We just went.
and that was Granite State, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they were one of our early adopters. They went all in and really started growing Up Dog in New England area, which was great.
Yeah, they were our second club. So Florida had 2 events, and then Minnesota held an event. We did the Michigan premiere, and then New Hampshire was our second club, and then Calgary was our third club.
Wow, awesome.
Yep, all by July.
Wow, Canada got started early then.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Also
went out
July
to
11th.
Canada and I went out to Minnesota really early. I remember that. 2014, I think I went up to Minnesota and I introduced it to the Minnesota club because I remember I brought Sarah back a border staffy puppy adoption. I was her border staffy. I almost stole her because I loved her at that event. I was like, I want to steal this dog, but I was good. I gave her a dog.
That
Yeah,
was
so I went
taboo,
up.
right?
Yeah, that was taboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went up to Minnesota, same around the same time that you guys did because I had just started at Purina and trained Minnesota. And I think later that year, when did I go to Canada? That would have been winter
Same
time.
weekend. If you trained Calgary, that was the same weekend we were in New Hampshire, July 11th.
Yeah. Yeah, so that it wasn't winter. So yeah, that would be in July then. And that was right before I started. I think that was right before I started at Purina. I think I started there in like September.
But I don't know if you did Calgary or if Jason did, because I think we did, well, maybe it was. Well, no, we did Saskatchewan. I think Jason did Saskatchewan and maybe you did
Yes,
Calgary. I don't
I
know.
did
Can't remember.
Calgary. Yeah.
Jason did Regina. I remember
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
he did Saskatchewan.
because we were making fun of the name.
Yeah,
I mean, we really shouldn't, but
We shouldn't.
it was Jason, and
It's
we were sort of
boys.
making fun of him too.
Yeah.
Regina. Yeah, so I
All
remember
right.
that. And I remember going to Canada and obviously playing the beta games in your yard and all that. I remember that those first few practice sessions. But then Minnesota and Canada are what I remember.
Cool. Cool. All right. This brings us to our fifth and final question.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. Jack and Dre, what are your hopes and dreams for Updog? And where do you want to see Updog in 10 years?
10 years.
In 10 years, let's see. I'll be
Oh my God.
I'll be old. Or
You'll be 65-ish. We'll be older.
So, what do you see Updog in 2036? And what are your hopes and dreams for Updog?
I mean, one of my generic ones is just, like I would love to see. I mean, Updog has continued to grow every year, but I will say over the last couple years, the growth has been slower, not as big jumps, which makes sense. I mean, I think that you sort of plateau at a certain point and people leave the sport and new people come in and stuff like that. But the sport's awesome. Dogs are super popular. People are getting dogs that haven't gotten dogs before, and they're looking at what to do to stay active with their pups. I don't see any reason why we don't. I feel like we should be able to double, like the number of events that we run, the number of people playing up dog with their dogs. I'd love to see the Facebook page. The discussion page is at like 5,600, I think. I'd love to see it past 10,000. I mean, good grief. between everybody in North America, we should be able to get 10,000 people playing Updog with their dogs. That would be amazing. So I'd love to see it grow. Um, I don't know what that would do to Updiff. I don't know what that would do
No.
to Cat's sanity, but
Yeah.
I mean, in 10 years, heck, I hope in 1 or 2 years we'll be much more automated with result submissions. So
so
I
more time to plan out Updiff.
yeah, more time to do
And
stuff like that
all right,
and plan out regional type events
the
and things like
Bonnaroo
that.
of dog sports.
Oh
Yep,
yeah.
yep. I foresee my job being more like verifying results as opposed to actually putting them in.
Yeah.
And then that should leave me more time for the day to day and the event planning and stuff. But anyway, this isn't about me, it's about you guys.
I know,
So
right?
continue.
Dre, where do you see us in 10 years?
I definitely want us to grow, more players, more teams. I don't have new games on there, mainly because I just don't know how that's gonna work. Like dropping games or having a longer event. So I didn't put new games on there as like a goal. But I would
You
like
don't want It's Tricky or Freestyle
I
Unlimited?
do. I do. I just
Oh,
don't
well,
know. I
those are
don't
new
know.
games.
Only if
What
we can
about
get rid of Boom
well, that could be a way that we get new games.
yeah,
I like the idea of
of the
the
rotation. Yeah. I just
rotation of
didn't
things. Yeah.
when I thought about that, I thought that I wasn't sure how it would actually work for Updiff or what it would change about Updiff, so I didn't put that on my list. But more players is there. My personal goal is for the highest level of freestyle to be played at Updog. That's what I want. I want for when people are looking to see what freestyle they need to watch, that they're watching our finals event or they're watching our big events to see where the most ingenuity happens and the most creativity happens and all of that. So I would say the highest level of freestyle. And I think we've made dramatic improvements there. Like I think we're really close to being super competitive in regards to like on a world stage. So I think that's really cool because we built that. We really didn't have a lot of experienced players from other organizations come when we started Updog. They were pretty resistant to any other format that wasn't a traditional format. And so a lot of the players that we have, we've built. And so I'm really proud of that. And I want to see us to continue to grow to be the premier freestyle organization.
I mean,
And
I
then,
think that I think the one way to do that is get more people involved in freestyle.
yep,
And we have freestyle has grown dramatically just in the
yep,
last couple years, which is amazing because, the more people you get playing freestyle, the
higher the
more
level.
creativity comes into it. People come up with different ideas. People start
Yep,
seeing other people do stuff, which is, not to put in another plug for the Freestyle Royale, but that's a
freestyle
great
royale.
place
Get
to
started.
get started,
For sure.
to the opportunity to be able to watch all that freestyle and pick up ideas is amazing. Anyways, sorry,
Okay.
off topic there. The second
You
part
can
of the
plug
question was
freestyle royale anytime.
Where do you
And
see
then
us in 10 years?
what was the first part of the question?
What are your hopes and dreams for
Okay,
Updog?
that's the part that I did not answer. So
yeah, and
hopes and dreams,
well, I'm
right
not
along
done
with
with
you,
my part
Kat.
yet, Jack.
What?
I'm
She's
not
not
done with
done
my
with
part
it.
yet.
Oh no, you're done. All right.
Rude.
Well,
Go ahead, Dre.
Thanks, Kat. My final answer to answer Kat's question is I would love to see pairs have its own finals event, which I think we could really expand into like all the different pairs games, kind of on a separate weekend, maybe a different time of year, to spread it out, but to have like a separate pairs championship and expand all the games out. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would
Different
be.
level of community, right? Because
Yeah,
everybody has to work with somebody in order to do something in different pairs and different teams. I think it would just create a really cool different vibe, but I think there's already so much going on at Updiff. I wouldn't want to mess with the single player structure of Updiff. I think that would be cooler as a separate event.
yeah.
Okay,
That'll be
Jack.
that'll be one of those events I'll have time to plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
As Brian automates stuff for me.
Well, I think that's my hope and dream too, is like we really need to like up our game with the technology. And I think with the new website that Brian's building, that's a new team site, and kind of connecting that to the website. And I know Babz is working on an online store. I feel like we've got some good pieces in motion that are gonna be here in the near future. But I mean, I'm still of that mindset where I would love it if I got done playing an Updog game. I just earned my bronze. My iWatch beeps at me as I'm loading my dog into the car because the person just inputted the score, and it popped up letting me know, hey, congratulations on earning your bronze, blah, 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 in such and such game. Like, I just think that would be awesome. And it'd be a really cool thing for our players. And then I could, take that and post it on social media if I wanted, like, to just, again, I think about updog and disdogging every single day. And I just think it's the more that we could do. This podcast is part of it. That's why we created this podcast was, like sometimes you might go to an event once a month or something, and maybe this podcast keeps you thinking about playing disc with your dog in between events, which is great. And I just think if through new technology, we could have that going even more. Which I think would be great for all of our players. So anyway, that was my hopes and dreams aspect.
Thanks for sharing that, Jack.
So Dre, did you answer both parts of the questions completely?
She did.
Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't leave anything
I kind of
off.
put it all in one. I put it all in one.
All right, Jack, anything else?
I mean, I had on my list pairs as well, so I'm glad we're thinking in the same direction there. I'm not exactly sure what it would look like. I'm not exactly sure if it would require qualifying, because just like you said, Dre, sometimes you're just grabbing people like, hey, you want to play pairs, four-way play with me? Like it's not something where like we've collected points throughout the year. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll figure it out. Cat will figure it out.
It could be hard to. It may just be like, did the dog qualify with a team? And if so, the dog and two people can come play, as opposed to, oh, well, you qualified with these two people, but that one person can't come, therefore you can't come, you can't play. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But
we could have like all sorts of cool combos too, like the random combo where we just pull your name out of a hat and you're the second player.
Maybe people create teams. Where like anybody in your team of 6 people can swap out for your games to do, and then as long as 2 or 3 people from your team are able to make the event, you can play all those games together. I don't know. Yep. We'll brainchild that when we have a little bit more bandwidth, I think. But I'm excited about the quarterly events too, like you talked about, Kat. I'm excited about having more regional stuff.
Yep. All right. Well, you guys, this concludes
us for our 100th
episode of the Sweet Spot and Updog podcast.
Thank you for listening. We know we have a lot of casual listeners out there, and we appreciate you. But you diehards that are always like, I don't even care what the topic is, I'm listening every week. We are so thankful for you guys. We are so thankful that you encourage other people to listen. And we hope that you guys continue to enjoy the podcast and give us good ideas for new episodes. Kat, what are they supposed to be doing?
Well, first of all, if they have any ideas for the podcast, feel free to reach out and let us know, put them in the comments, things like that. And it was really fun hosting and having you guys as guests today.
You did a great job.
Good.
Yeah. So anyway, so everybody, you guys, all of our listeners and everyone in the world, you should be kind to each other and be kind to your dogs. Thank you for joining us.
See you next time on the Sweet Spot.
Ready, set, go. Yo, you heard the buzz, heard the word on the street. Dog challenge. It can't be beat, it ain't just fetch, it's a very special game for the dogs and the people, we all shout its name. Whether it's a roller or in the air, my canine companion does doesn't really care. We're in the up dog zone now. Got that laser focus, making every throw an epic high flying bonus. What's up, dog? We're on the field, sun in the sky, with my best friend soaring, teaching that just to fly. It's the up dog jingle, so come get in the mix for the ultimate teamwork and all the best tricks. From throw and go to freestyle, we're bringing the heat. We're fun, helpful, and a friendly team that can't be beat. So if you love your pup and you love to see the disc really spin, come on down to Up Dog, where the good times begin.
Yeah, where the good times begin.